Okay, I'm just getting the comment up so I can see anyone who's posting. Has it come through live yet? Yes. It's not showing in my feed yet. Here we go. I don't know who posted the laughing emoji. Thank you. Thanks, Bev. Okay. This is just going to be a really quick online workshop to do with cards, because every card is different, obviously, but I just wanted to give you a few extra tips to how, just to make it look a little bit different, more professional is not the right word, but to take it to the next level. So I haven't got a finished card in mind, but since it's Valentine's Day, I thought I would use the Perfect Match papers, and I sort of started with the mint behind the cut paper, but we may change that to black, so I do have a black one on the ready. But the sentiment, rather than stamping a sentiment, I'm actually going to use the You're Cute one. So I'm going to show you some techniques with that. So this is from the sticker sheet that comes in with the paper. Now, there's a couple of things that you could do with the sticker. You could obviously stick it straight on your card, but then your piece becomes very flat. And I guess that's what I'm showing you, how to just give it extra dimension. Now, I'm actually going to stick it on black. But what you can do is, if you just want to use that, I think the black will just lift it. No, I think we'll not mount it on back. So then I can show you what I mean. So you've got the sticker, but you don't want it flat. So we want to take the sticky off it. And so if you use your non-static or your anti-static pouch and you dab on it, it will lose its sticky. So this is great for scrapbookers that do their scrapbooking pages, but they haven't got their photo quite ready yet, and they want to stick this over perhaps the corner of the photo. You can use this anti-static on just the corner, that it won't stick on the photo. So it's lost its stick now. So with this, you could do different things to even enhance it more. You could use the embossing pens that we have. Just pull one out. Just grab the brush one. And you could trace over the You're Cute and then clear emboss it to make that just extra shiny to come through. I'm actually going to use the clear shimmer brush to do that, just for something a little bit different, since we use the embossing different techniques in the earlier online video. But the other thing that I use a lot is the journaling pens. Now we do have them in different sizes and different colors. So I'm not quite sure if you can see that. Let me just move it. So it comes in black or pewter, and there's 0.01, 0.3 and 0.5 I tend to, just as a go-to, I just seem to like it, is the 0.3. But if you find that that's too thick for you, then you would go to the 0.1. If you don't think that it's thick enough, then you can go to the 0.5. So it's basically just drawing. Now you might drawing around the circle. I need to finish my sentences. Now if you're not confident with that, you know, you might want to practice a little bit. I did do a video ages ago. I'm not going to use my cutter just because I'm not going to use this, just as an example. I sort of did this quickly before. And what you're doing is you're just going around the edge. So if you're not very confident, you know, with a steady hand or whatever, you can actually use the edge of your mat and sort of work out where a good distance from the edge is for you. And then it's just sort of drawing a line down there. Personally, I think it doesn't have to be perfectly straight. I don't use rulers because it's flat, it can bleed underneath the ruler, and then you've got a bit of a mess, particularly if you move it and it smudges it. I have tried to use the ruler upside down because it has that bit of the bevel edge, but it's a hassle. And it just comes down to practice. But yeah, like I said, you can use the edge, but I think it's just gives it a new dimension. So it's just following the top of the line. So obviously mine's not going to be straight because it's not cut. And I stop. So when you stop, that's when you put a dot or 2 lines or whatever, just to give it a point of interest. So stop, dot, line, dot, and it just flows like that. So and it doesn't have to be perfect. This line's longer than this line, so just to show you what I mean by dashes, you could do sort of 2 little dashes like that. If you were super creative, not that you do it upside down, you could do a little heart if you wanted to. So it just gives it a different look. The exclamation marks, and not the inverted commas looks good. So that's what I'm going to do on this sticker that we've unstuck, and I'm just going to go around the circle. So I think I might do the inverted commas. So let's see how we go. I'm not talking because I'm concentrating. And I'm just moving it so it feels comfortable for me to draw the line. Because if you're not very comfortable, then, you know, it's going to have that unsteady look. And we might just link that up there. So it just gives you that different look. And I will grab, just to show you a point of difference. So here's the sticker sheet. We've just added the lined edge, and see how it looks completely different. Well, not completely, but it just has made it pop a little bit more. So it's the embellishments that make all the difference. So I'm not going to stick my card together just yet because I want to decide colouring wise what I want to do. I had thought I might add this. Now, I always, with my cards, I always have at the ready my mini dots, and I pull out different coloured gems. We've got flowers, and I have the, what is it, the gold embellishing thread and the silver. And I love my thin 3D foam tapes, because you don't want to make it too fat, otherwise Australia Post does get a little bit upset, and they will charge you because your envelope won't go through that little thin slot. But the thin ones, it gives it definition, but it doesn't make it super fat. I am thinking black. Let's just swap it out. I think the black is going to make it pop a little bit more. And because there's black here, I might even put it over this side here as a point of interest, rather than it be all this on this side. I think that is cute. Okay, so before I stick this together, I'm actually going to do the same line process on the printed paper as well. So I'm actually doing my lines probably a little bit longer. And I'm going to actually stop where that is, because I don't want to draw over it. Right, corner. So you can see that my lines aren't perfectly straight, but I just think it makes it that point of interest. Like that. And just so these are close to my heart cards. I've actually made this mat just a tiny bit smaller, so it is actually 4 2/8 by 5 3/8, I think, off the top of my head. Don't quote me on that. So just by making it fractionally smaller, I don't have as fat a edge, but if I cut it down by 1/4 of an inch. Now, your this piece of paper that I'm using, I could go right from edge to edge, like I've cut it there. A bit deceiving. Let me turn the mat over so you can see with the lines. So it goes edge to edge. I could cut it smaller, that it goes just from the black to black, or even to the paper there. I could even use a ribbon if I wanted to, but this actually matches because it's out of the, I think it's actually the reverse side of the hearts. So I'm actually going edge to edge, and I think I might just let it goes about there. Now, if you were completely that you wanted it perfect, that it's not going up at an angle, if you place your card on your Versamat, and look, you could even move it up a fraction to get that line, make sure it's square like that. So I've moved it just up a bit here. Hang on, I might be off the edge of the paper. So I'm just going to move it up a fraction. But I've got it sitting on this line here. That way that I know by resting it there, it needs to be resting over there on that side. And then that way you know that it is perfectly square. So I've just done that flat. You could raise it up. You could use ribbon like I said. And this is where I haven't decided whether, because I hadn't decided whether I wanted it on have black underneath. What I'm going to do, because if I knew from the start I would have just stuck it on there, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to roughly cut round. Now I'm sure that we've got a circle die that we could use, but just for ease I'm just going to cut it round. I don't think it's a perfect circle anyway, I could be wrong. And then by doing this is whether I think that it might look, it does make it pop a little bit more. I think I might go around, yeah, I think I will add the black. Not a perfect circle. Okay, so if you hadn't have taken the sticky on, you could have just stuck it there, but I'm going to add my sticky back to it. And we've got that. Now I'm not going to stick it flat, I'm going to raise it up, but I'm also going to add some embellishing thread to it. Again, I haven't decided if I want gold or I want silver. And this is where it's just, you know, pulling it out. I think I'll go with silver because I'm going to use the clear embossing, not embossing, the shimmer brush. Now this is where I use the glue dots to help with the twine. So to get an uneven look rather than them all the same length, hold it, thumb on there so you don't lose it. So wrap it round maybe 2 fingers and then 3 fingers, and then you might want 4 fingers. And then cut it. Like, you can use as much twine as you want. And then with the bunch that you've just grabbed, sort of pinch it in your fingers and stick it on a glue dot and make sure that all the threads are stuck there. And what I also do with my piercing tool, just put that somewhere where I don't lose it, I grab another one and sandwich it between it. That way, when I pull it off, I can work out, and it just sits nicely. Let's just move that out of the way. So I think that'll look good. And I can trim the tails off. So I'm just sort of off centering it a little bit. Again, we're going for, you know, what do they say, eye candy. Get your eye looking in different directions. Now, I'm going to lift it up. Now before I stick it, I'm just going to place it. Now it's not going to stick because that is flatter than the foam dots. So I might just trim that a little bit. Now I am thinking of using this little sticker as well, but not up that way. I'm thinking just as a point of difference, point of interest. So, just highlights it a little bit. And then once I'm happy with it, I then take the backs off. Make sure I've got it nice and the wording nice and straight. About that. And then because I've used silver thread, I'm going to just use the clear. Might have some silver ones. I could use silver, or we do have silver ones. Might grab some silver ones. I love the clear ones. I always have lots of the clear ones because you can colour them up. Okay. I'm going to use, with the clear ones, they come in different size ones. So I've got a clear one, not a clear one, a small one, a large one, and then I've got a medium one over here. Now you can colour these up as well using the our markers. That was a medium. So there we go. So we're going to just add 3 of these. Again, I use the piercing tool. It just helps lift them up. And another tip too, if you're not quite sure where to place them, let me just put that back on there, is if you leave them on the carrier sheets and you cut them out, you can then place them and think, oh yeah, I want that one there, this one, and then we'll get a large one. That way then you haven't stuck them on. I don't think I like the really big one. I'll get another medium size one. Yes, you haven't stuck them on, and because once they're stuck on, they're stuck on. And that's the really the big question: where do you put them. And it's just drawing your interest to where you're looking. So you see what I mean? You can just move them around on the carrier sheet. I think I might go with that. So then I've worked out, I've had them on the carrier sheet where I can move them. So it's just peeling them off one at a time. And by using your piercing tool, then it's just a matter of placing them and sort of sliding them off. Super easy. And if you're concerned with the gems not staying there, then you could put a bit of adhesive, liquid glass or the glue. So there you have it. Super simple card. We haven't gone to much fancy trouble or anything like that, but we've added, lines on it. We've lifted it up using foam dots. We've backed things with cardstock to give it that definition. We've added a little bit of thread and the little dovetail corner. So it doesn't have to be a technically difficult card to make, but it's just a little optional extras, I guess, that lifts the card and just makes it that little more special. So I hope you've enjoyed that. I look forward to seeing some of your cards with the hand drawings on it and using foam tape and the twine. Happy scrapbooking or card making, whatever you're doing today, and I will see you, or you will hear from me again at 2 o'clock, and we're going to be looking at some of the specialty papers and how to use them. No worries. Thanks, ladies.